Yo, what is up, world? Welcome back to the beat maker video. Today we're going to be doing a bones type of beat. So let's just jump into it. I'm keeping the tempo at 140 and we're going to open up Omnisphere. We're going to go into the keyboard section. I'm going to grab the Tube Keys RMI phaser and let's get into the piano roll. So I'm going to do like this I guess method where every note is shorter than the last note. So it's going to look something like this. Bring this down one octave. And we'll go up to the next octave, still on G sharp. And we'll kind of just make this a little shorter, and then we'll go up to a D sharp. And we'll kind of do the same thing, just make it a little shorter. And finally, we'll go up to a B. And then we'll make that even shorter. All right, so we're gonna do that for the first bar, and then we'll just bring this down to a D sharp. And then we'll just have a little ending thing right here. So let me make this shorter. And we'll do something like that. Okay, cool. So we'll just repeat that, but on the fourth bar, let's bring this G sharp up to an A sharp, or rather up to A sharp, maybe C sharp. Let's hear how that sounds. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'll just lower the velocity a little bit because it is a bit of a high note. Okay, cool. So let's just open up another Omnisphere. And we're just gonna copy those chords and paste it into our new Omnisphere. And let's just go into the pad section and we'll just look for anything that says like swell or anything, because I just want something that has a bit more movement, because not too much movement in this. So kind of want to layer it up with something that's just a little more lively. Let's try CS80 string pad swell. Okay, cool. So as you can hear, there's definitely a lot more movement in that, but it is getting a bit muddy on the low end. Not like too terrible, but let's see if we just get rid of those low notes. Okay, yeah, I think it sounds a bit cleaner without the low notes. So we'll just that's swell. All right, so moving on, let's go into battery. And I was thinking about one of these like vinyl hits. We can try that for the clap. Let's get these sounds really tight. All right, cool. So let's get the 808 in there and go into flags, mobile tune 808. Let's use 808 distorted or driven. We'll see which one works better. So I know we're mostly using sharps and flats. So for 808, I usually like to put my velocity all the way up to the max. All right, cool. Let's just hear how 808 driven sounds. That actually sounds a lot cleaner to me. All right, so let's just add some crush, some saturate, some drive. And this is pretty much what I do with all my 808s if you watch my videos. All right, cool. Let's get hi-hat in there. So I'm thinking just go to 808 hi-hat. And I haven't used an open hat in a while for any of my beats. So let's throw that in there. Let's lay the open hat first. So that'll probably fall right there, but we need to make it way shorter. Sounds good. So we'll pan the open hat pretty hard right, and then we'll pan the closed hat pretty hard left. And we're gonna do the same thing, just make this shorter. Let's just click every 2 steps. Just lower the open hat a bit. And now we can just like mess around with some rolls and stuff. So yeah, generally, if you have a roll at the end of your measure here, then it usually won't sound that, at least in my opinion, it won't sound that good if you also have a roll in the beginning. So I'm going to keep it at the end and keep the beginning more straightforward. So it'll sound like this, where if I kept the roll there, just might sound a little weird. Yeah, to me it just sounds just a little bit weird, but I'll kind of just mess with the velocities a little bit on the rolls so they have a bit more bounce to them. Okay, cool. I think that works. You can push this slightly off the grid. So let's add another snare to that because it is a little weak. Now I noticed Bones, he doesn't always use like the hardest claps, but let's go into the Love Volume 1, Love, and maybe we can just throw it under the what we already have, this thing, and I'll just add a little more, make it a little more thick, I guess. Let's throw them both in the same mixer, insert, and we'll just put a very little bit of reverb on it. I'm gonna do the same for the open hat. I'm gonna leave the closed hat alone because I mean, you don't have to put reverb on everything like some people think they do. Sometimes I think, I mean, depending on the track, I think hi-hats sound better when they're just like totally dry. But like I said, it really depends on the type of track. We can take the open hat off the grid too, because it does sound a bit quantized. Nah, that sounds worse actually. That's a little better. Let's move on. Let's go into Serum and let's go into the pads. And I'm gonna go into the old drone pad. And basically what I want to do is just like have like this like swell up thing. And maybe we can add one more thing in Sora. Let's go into keys, just grab an organ sound and kind of do the same thing, but just a shorter note. maybe something like this. And I'll pan that opposite of the Serum. Just throw it in the mixer. Put the EQ on it. Okay. We're gonna have to loop this. I'll make these a little longer just for now. Just for EQing purposes. So we don't need any of that. Right there. So if I can bring up that frequency. Okay, cool. And let's make these shorter again. Okay, cool. So the next thing I want to do is probably going to seem a bit weird, but that's okay. I'm going to put all the basically all the melodies and musical stuff in one mixer track, except for the Sora, because we got EQ on that. I could bus it, but whatever. And I'm going to put RC20 on that, and we'll just go with the VHS preset. And I want to see if I can add like a vinyl crackle to this. Do I have any effects folder? That should work. Yeah, that's about it for this one. Short video, bones type beat. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.